Of Sunal?
Of Pseudonal,
No,
yes. Well,
of season 2 of just D&D with vets.
I think it's
Oh,
hilarious. You
okay.
said that right as I started, right as I transitioned over and we went live. The first thing I heard was of Pseudonal.
Alright.
Hello and welcome to Vets Play D&D, Defenders of the Fallen Star. I'm your DM, Brandon. I'm kind of stuck at this, so bear with me. Tonight we have a very full cast. This will be the people that are hanging out with us for the rest of this, at least quarter, the next 10 sessions. Up in the top left corner, we have the Paladin Fayette Tetheala being played by Jordan. Uh, I am going to
Brandon,
butcher some of these names. Bear with me.
you, you,
I am
you
still
have
learning the new
Sam
character.
twice.
Where?
Sam is you.
Son of a biscuit. All right. Well, while I'm fixing that, we have the barbarian Tashi being played by Sam. How did that even happen? Whatever. Ranger Rupus being played by Jesse. Our warlock Petra Alaric. Is it Alaric or Alaric?
Petra Alaric.
Alaric. I wasn't even close to right. Petra Alaric being played by Liv. I can't talk and do this at the same time.
That is me.
That is you. And then, of course, our druid Stony Skipolop. Skip. Skill. Say it.
Skiopolis?
That's the one. I have a brain injury. Leave me alone. Being played by Hunter. We have a warlock whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Adam, help me out.
It's Wagat.
That one. Being played by Adam. Barbarian Emil being played by Emmy. And then there's your DM who is just ruining the entire screen right now trying to figure out where in the heck he is. All
Man,
right.
fuck that guy, Jordan.
Yep, it's that guy Jordan.
I
The
love
first
our
guy I
little.
talked about.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I definitely introduced Jordan first.
Oh, okay, well, TBI.
Yeah, there we go.
I love our little rank insignia on the overlay. They look so cute.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Mariah made those up for us. So,
They're
I think
adorable.
you introduced me first.
You.
well, if I
I'll let
didn't
you
introduce
introduce
Jordan, the
Jordan.
Paladin Fayette Tetheala, being
you
played
definitely
by
did.
Jordan.
I
There we go.
remember it.
All right, cool. We
I-
finally have things going on.
Hey, look,
Not at all
Brandon.
the worst introduction to a first season. All right. Anyway, before we get started, though, I do have a few disclaimers. If you've watched us before, you know what's about to happen. First, we must say that viewer discretion is advised. This campaign includes settings and concepts about war, inequity, and conflict that may make some viewers uncomfortable. Additionally, it is being played by U.S. military veterans, and the content sometimes reflects that. In other words, we are not for everybody. Finally, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this recording are solely those of the views and opinions of the individuals expressing them, and are not necessarily the views or opinions shared by or reflective of those held by the University of Washington, the Department of Veteran Affairs, or veterans as a whole. In all honesty, we probably shouldn't be viewed by anybody, but nobody stopped us yet, so here we go. All right.
Affiliate track, here we go.
All right. We find ourselves in the far-off Tsafrall Empire, where over 500 years ago, a star fell from the sky, impacting in the land of Tsafrall. Where it landed, strange things began to happen. Creatures began to change. Lights, sounds began to happen randomly. People began to be able to do magic that had never held magical powers before. When the king of Tsafrall sent a unit to investigate, they discovered the star that had fallen was full of glowing pieces of glass almost. They call it Star Shards. They discovered that these Star Shards contained the essence of energy that powers all magic in the world. And they were able to harness these Star Shards to empower weapons, stabs, armor, to make it so instead of having an army with a few mages, they become an army of mages. With that power in their hand, they spread out across the ocean, conquering island after island. Soon the Tsafrall Empire was established, and it stood for over 500, almost 600 years. During that time, the empire fell somewhat to waste, became corrupt. There were many leaders who misused many of the islanders, and even to this day, the mainlanders still treat those who live on the islands as other. But that has begun to change. The current emperor, Emperor Tsafrall the 13th, has a different way of doing things. He's begun to hand more autonomy over to the islands. He's striking out for equality and for better representation of the islanders in parliament. Yes, this is a parliamentary empire. That's fun. But he is not without challengers. Discontent has been brewing for years, and seeing this emperor as a soft target, malcontenters have begun to speak out. And there's been rumors of insurgencies and even pressure from military pressure from other nations. Each of you has joined the military service of Tsafrall Empire for one reason or another. Those reasons are yours. But you've done something to distinguish yourself at some point in your early careers, and each of you were reassigned. And you find yourself here today in in Trottleport, the center of military might for the islands. In the fortress of Trottleport Spire, you have been called to a briefing room. And you stand outside that briefing room, waiting for an invitation in. Around you, you see a few chairs and benches. You're in a small reception room, maybe 20-foot square, stone walls, ceiling about 15 feet high, a couple chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, torches and sconces around the walls. There's no windows, no sounds, only the door leading to the hall and the large double wooden door opposite it, waiting to the briefing room. Closed. As the last of you wanders in, you look around. What do you do?
Stoney's thoroughly confused. Is there a broom or anything in the corner?
No.
He's just gonna like tidy and stand in the background. He's sure he should be cleaning something right now.
Wagat is gonna pull out a tinted shard of glass from his coat and then start looking at everybody through the glass.
Is there any water? Oh. Go
On
ahead.
one of these small end tables, you do see a pitcher and
big is
7
the pitcher?
stoneware mugs. It's decent sized. I would say definitely larger than a carafe.
I'm gonna unboot and stick my foot in before I ask if anybody wants water. Rufus just is gonna plop down, stick his
I
little
forgot you
foot
were a
into
frog.
the pitcher.
Stoney is gonna try to stay as close as possible to Fate. Is that your name, Fate?
Mm-hmm.
As possible, because he's the only, I think he's the only other human-ish thing here.
Yeah. He's pretty human.
So he is cleaning behind Fate and like trying to stay like as close as possible. His eyes are like wide open. He is freaked the hell out.
In that context, Fate just has his great sword with blade down, and he's just doing long sharpenings with a whetstone on it. Just kind of getting some gruff off of it.
Does Emil look human right now? Okay.
Are
Emil
there
looks around and asks if you guys are all, if you're aware of where the briefing is. There's supposed to be a briefing in this area. Is anyone here for that?
Fate just keeps on sharpening because he has no idea.
Petra's going to speak up and say, I think we're all here for that. Quick question, Brandon. Are there seats in this room? I know there's tables. Are there seats?
There were some table or chairs and benches around the edges of the room.
Do any of them look like kind of comfy? Like, could
Not at
Petra
all.
cross her legs?
They look
Okay.
grossly uncomfortable.
Okay. All right. Well, Petra's gonna walk over to where Rupus is, and kind of look him up and down and swish her tail a little bit and tell him that she likes his look. She likes his vibe. Is the carafe like part of it? Is that part of your fit?
The carafe?
Yeah. I is that like is it supposed to be a boot? It's cute.
My boots? I don't. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm wearing boots. Wait,
Like
I
a
didn't
glass
think I was
slipper
wearing
look.
boots.
It's cute.
Oh, thanks. I'm actually very poisonous.
She's complimenting your
So it's
outfit.
kind of- I don't know what's going on.
She's saying that you look like kind of an icon with that glass slipper look.
Oh,
Like, is it intentional? Is it part of your fit?
probably. It helps me like keep better on limbs when I'm climbing trees. Keeps me on my
Moist.
toes.
Alright.
I fill it up with water, and it just keeps my feet moist.
Okay. And Petra's just gonna give him a little wink and say, "I like your vibe," and then kind of sit. Are there like benches or seats that are kind of like in front of a table? Is that how that like in a shitty classroom? Is that?
No, right now it's actually just there's a small central round table in the room, and then the benches and seats just around the edges. It's really poorly laid out.
Oh, that's awful. Okay, then Petra's gonna kind of just like lean her like hips up against it, like, you know, like you're kind of sitting on a table, but you're not really. You're not sitting on top of it. You're just like resting your weight against it. And she has a book on art history with her, and she's just gonna whip that out and start reading. She's chilling. That's all.
Rufus is gonna procure a wooden figurine of a squirrel, and then just kind of not saying anything, just slide it over to Petra, and then like anxiously wait for her to notice and get her reaction on it.
Hang on, what's her passive? Her passive perception is 13, so she pretends not to notice for a few seconds.
Rufus is making a show out of. She's not really trying to be sneaky.
Okay. She pretends not to notice for a few seconds, and then she's gonna turn and look at the figure, and then look back at Rufus and say, "Did you make that?"
Oh, I did. Yeah. Wow. Usually people, it takes them a couple questions before they realize that I was the one that made it.
Okay, Petra's gonna pick
You
it
like
up
it?
and start examining it, and she's like silently scrutinizing it, but she doesn't have like a mean look or anything on her face. She looks like totally neutral. She's like silently scrutinizing it, and then after like 30 seconds, she's gonna like kind of side eye Rufus and ask, where are you from? Still looking at the figure.
I'm from a place called Soggy Bottom, but that really doesn't matter. So you like the wood figurine?
Yeah.
It could be yours for 5 gold. Or I could make something else. I'm very
That's
crafty.
So generous of you. Honestly, I'm like drowning in art as it is, but I really appreciate you like sharing your culture with me. That's really cool. I've never been to Soggy Bottom, so are there other artists like you in Soggy Bottom? This is fascinating.
There are. Well, we're more like merchants. Like I create art, but you know, trying to sell it if I can. Soggy Bottoms, it's okay. It's filled with frogs. Not the best. Not sure how you would be perceived there, but yeah,
it's your home, right?
Yes.
I love that for you, King. And then Petra's gonna like, I don't know, scrutinize the detail a little bit more, and then hand it back to Rufus. Kind of like, I don't have a figurine. Here's a can of diet root beer, and she's kind of gonna dangle it from the top and like
slightly offended that you're
like hand it back to him, and say, honestly, have way too much art in my collection already as it is, but I love your vision. Keep it up, King. And then she's gonna turn back to her book.
Okay.
Fate's just gonna do a divine sense without alerting anybody, just seeing if there's anything evil or good in the area.
You don't detect anything.
Nothing's been consecrated or desecrated either.
No.
Okay. He's just gonna continue without skipping a beat, just sharpening his greatsword with the whetstone then.
Emila's kind of appreciating the wooden figurine exchange, and then goes over to the unannounced Tashi and asks, "Is that a rabbit? A bunny? What do we call this? This little guy's so cute. Is this yours?"
Yeah. This is Daisy. Daisy helps me when I'm not myself. Is there something funny? Did I say something funny?
God, it's
Why is
Phoenix.
everybody laughing?
Daisy. This is
This is
fabulous.
Daisy.
was
This is
great.
This is
Nice to
Daisy.
meet you,
Daisy
Daisy.
helps me.
I don't think
You
I've ever done
may-
this early, but Sam, I'm giving you inspiration for this voice.
Yes.
It's a female version of
may-
fresh cut grass.
For the record, for my newer players, I do allow you guys to stack up to 3 inspiration at a time. I do use the honor system and trust you guys to just keep track of that. And as a reminder, inspiration just means you get to re-roll a d20 and pick your favorite of the 2 rolls.
Oh yeah.
Petra immediately like looks up from her book, and I guess across the room, I don't really know where Tashi is located. Where's Tashi located?
Well, I'm clearly right next to this individual right here who's asking me about Daisy. I guess I'm like within a couple feet of the bench. I don't really feel like sitting down, and quite frankly, like sitting down on a bench that's 2 feet high can be a little bit daunting sometimes for me. Rather just be under it.
Totally feel that, girl. Where is your accent from?
Oh, it's a little place that I'm from. It is called.
No worries.
sorry.
I had to look up what
You
city
literally
it
named
was
it,
from.
Sam. You
I know.
literally named
It's
it.
called the island of Cuckoo. You heard of it?
Cool.
Cuckoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee, no.
We're
like-
farmers.
Oh my God, what do you farm?
Well, we farm pretty much everything, but my family used to have a green bean farm. I know a lot of green bean recipes. Anytime you want to talk about those. Green bean stew, green bean. Anyway, there's a lot we can talk about that. But yeah,
Petra-
we used to have a green bean farm.
So Petra looks really fascinated at first, and then as soon as you say that you grow green beans, her face kind of falls.
Oh, do you not like green beans?
I'm not a veggie girl. I want to be a veggie girl, but I can't be a veggie girl. And like, you know what? No, it's not a big deal. I'm just tell me more about your home.
Oh my, you are getting very there's some things that maybe we can dig into a little bit later and unpack because that seems to be hitting a spot for you. But we also have a lot of recipes from Cuckoo that include meats. So I do know how to cook for
OMG, that's fab.
carnivores.
Do you guys have like, is there like a religion? Is there like art? Do you guys like,
We our religion is kind of the land, which unfortunately was sort of a big deal because it was y'all heard about the insect, the plague, right? The swarm of insects that came through
Sounds
the
the
delicious.
islands. Well, I mean, I imagine maybe they would have been delicious if they hadn't eaten all of our crops and our livestock and came through and destroyed everything, including my family's green bean farm. That's actually how I ended up. That's how I ended up serving for the empire. Just gonna throw that out there that's part of my past. I don't know if all y'all are part of the service, but that was part of my path to get here. And essentially, I met a Tsafrall while I was there, right after the insect swarm destroyed our farm.
so Petra's gonna turn to Tashi and kind of like bend down a little bit, like not like crouch down, not in like a condescending way, but she wants to like really meet Tashi's gaze and be like, "Oh my God, girlfriend, that sounds so difficult, and you are so strong for making it through that. Also, land-based faiths are such a vibe, and I believe in you and your people. You'll recover. I know it, girl."
Is it too soon to kill off a character?
Thanks.
What? For being too positive?
I'm
That's
just a
what we'll
little
call
like,
it.
remember I was part of the Berserkers, so I'm like, thanks. Appreciate
Anytime,
it.
girl.
Yeah.
Stony is desperately looking for something to clean.
Well, right then,
Where
are
the
you
doors,
from?
right then the doors
What-
on
Is
the
the
other side
room
of the
pretty
room
clean?
Oh.
burst open, and you hear a voice. What are you waiting for? We don't have all day.
Uh,
Guess we're supposed to go in. I go in.
On the other side of the doors, you see a slightly different room. It's a little more.
Tony stays in the other room, keeps cleaning. He obviously does not belong here.
It's a little more intimate of a room. Still, stone walls, tables. Looks like there's different tables, armor racks, weapons racks around the room. A couple of bunks, 7 chests, a table in the center strewn with maps, and you only see like 6 chairs here, but there are in fact 7. I just couldn't get the AI to do better. And there's sunlight streaming in from skylights in the ceiling. Waiting for you, standing on the opposite side of the table, is this gentleman, glaring down at you guys, waiting for you to come in.
How tall is he?
He is 6'4".
Big boy.
Rufus barrels through everyone, hopping, not really worried if he hits anybody, unless it's bare skin. He's not. He's being very careful to not touch anybody with his bare skin. And hops onto one of the chairs and just kind of like sits already. He pulls out a wooden figurine.
Did you take the carafe with you?
Oh, I do still have the pitcher. And this time I'm going to put my other foot in it. And I'm ready to go.
As
Phase will just go sit down.
As you walk in, you see this man. He's got a very clean-cut hair, a very firm expression. Looks like he's never smiled a day in his life. He's wearing a perfectly pressed, starched garrison uniform, and on the chest of it is a silver 8-pointed star, which typically indicates a mid-level officer, in this case, rank of Guardian 2nd class. He just glares at you. Take seats, please.
Stoney's definitely still in the first room.
Oh God.
Troop, what are you doing?
Wiping
Get
away
your
at
butt in here.
Okay.
Yes, you. I don't have time for
okay.
this nonsense.
Okay. He walks in and then he just gets in the back here and starts dusting. I guess he wanted this room clean too.
He looks over you.
There's
I
not
said
enough seats,
sit.
so I let.
Oh.
You must be.
Okay.
Picks up a sheet of paper and looks at it. You must be Scoiopolis?
Yeah, it's Stony Spigopoulos. It's Stony Spigopoulos.
Stony. Right. Have a seat. I'm glad you were all able to finally make it. My name is Guardian 2nd Class Rigger Hathrama. Yes, that Hathrama. Don't even ask. Now, I am your commanding officer for this new assignment. Each of you has been selected for this assignment. I don't know what you have been told. Did your commands share anything with you about this?
Nope.
Honestly, like a very secretive vibe from the get. So I would love some more info. And she kind of flutters her eyelids a little bit.
They gave me an address.
Yeah, looks at Petra.
I definitely shouldn't be here.
He looks at Petra, kind of rolls his eyes. I will forgive your doing away with military protocol for the nature of this operation. I will be the commander of this unit. You have all been selected for some reasons. I am not familiar with all of them, but I have been selected Sorry, my brain just died. I've been selected as your unit commander. You are now in part of His Majesty's Special Services. This is part of an experimental unit where we take unknowns that have shown promise and we use them for below board missions, things that can't be on the books. That way, if you, as relatively unknown
here we
individuals.
go again.
What
Here
was
we
that,
go
Troop?
again.
It sound familiar.
I said, here we go again, sir.
Do you have a problem
not
with
this.
this?
Come on.
Experiments.
Yes, we have a problem with it. We're stand-up citizens.
I'm not down for experiments.
Most of us
There's
are
no
Been
sitting,
done.
experiments.
actually.
Experimental unit.
All right.
It's experimental in that you are given a higher level of autonomy than any
Ah,
unit I've ever worked with before. I'm somewhat uncomfortable with the
ah.
parameters of this mission, but this is what we'll try.
All right.
Now, ideally, I would have
Um,
loved to have had a few days to speak with each of you, counsel each of you, set standards, goals, and then do some training together. However, Hire has already handed down our first mission, and we have 1 hour until we head out. So, I will take a few minutes to answer questions, tell you what I know, and then we'll get into the briefing. Dirty, what?
I dig the poop pits. Doc, what am I here for?
Looks at a sheet. Says you go above and beyond to aid those in need, that you are extremely detail oriented, and that you can dig a hole faster than anybody.
Oh my god, I love horoscopes. Do mine next.
All in relation to poop pits, sir. Nothing else.
Well, someone saw fit to have you here, and that's above my pay grade, so we'll work with what we've got.
Oh no.
Now,
I heard that this was a fast track to nobility. Is that true?
I mean, being in the service in general is the best way to
But like doing the special forces thing cuts down on a couple years. That's what they told me.
I can neither confirm nor deny that that's above my rank and my knowledge, but I do know that people in special forces operating units do tend to be promoted more quickly, and that is if that is what you're going. Why are you even here?
What like why'd they recruit me? My skill set?
Yes.
Or
I don't have much about you here, except that I'm supposed to give you lots of pitchers of water.
I do need water, but I got a
Stay
picture right
hydrated,
here, so I'm
Kim.
feeling fine.
I do hope that
am
at some
part of the
point we can
wilderness
drink
patrol.
that water too. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm part of the wilderness patrol. I'm very adept at climbing, spying, smooth talking,
Well, that would probably
selling the
explain why you're
occasional
here.
thing. I'm small, undetected, may or may not be poisonous. I think those might be some of the qualities.
He's
of why
jotting
I'm here.
things down. That will be useful. Yes. You. Why'd they send you to me? Indicating Petra.
Oh my god, it's like not on your sheet?
I want to know why you think you're here.
Okay. Icon King, I really appreciate that. I love how you're like letting everyone kind of like set their intentions, set their identities, and like express themselves. That's super fun. Love the vibe. Honestly, hard to say. I do have like a pretty extensive expertise, honestly, on like like so many cultures. It's like that's kind of my thing. If you guys need like art history, I'm your girl, totally. I'm like, I don't know. I like dabble in, magic and craft stuff like that. Yeah, that's me. That's Petra Alaric. Cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. Take some notes. Looks over at Emil. And you, why'd they send you to me?
No idea. Did I do a bad job as a captain? Are we gonna be
All I have
anywhere?
All I have is that you were angry, you like food, you like to sail.
That about sums it up, sir, I'd say. That and a demotion, it seems like.
Interesting. Looks at Tashi. And you, Grumpy.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm grumpy by nature. I just, I reckon I'm most likely here because of that little field op that's probably in my file that went all cattywampus. And, now I've
Most
got
of your
some.
file was redacted.
Oh, well, there was a field op that went all cattywampus. And I now I have Daisy here to help me. Say hello, Daisy.
He starts
Andrew,
frankly looking
her
through paper.
What?
Endra? What?
No, I messed up. Petra audibly squeals when Daisy's introduced. That's all. I made a mistake by making their names way too similar. It's gonna. Anyway, that was an
Pretendra.
accident. Pretend. Oh my God, Pretendra, because we're all playing pretend together.
There you go.
Entra.
I ship that.
So in this little field op, they did some things to me. I won't get into all of it, but there are times like when I get angry, I get really angry. Like my form changes. So, and sometimes it's difficult for me to come back to me, and so that's how Daisy helps.
That would explain this. He pulls out a sheet of paper that looks like an injury profile that says authorized comfort pet.
Yeah, that's
Shakes
Daisy.
his head and puts it back in your file. It's one of the 3 things that wasn't redacted.
What are the other 2?
Your name and that you don't like sunlight.
Oh yeah, that dog won't hunt. Okay, that's me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So you remind me of this first song I used to have. That dog won't hunt, Green. That dog won't hunt.
Well, that dog just ain't gonna hunt now, I tell you what.
First on Davis, if you're watching, I love you. I love you.
He's not watching.
No, guarantee you he's not. Looks over it. Adam, help me out with your name again. Yeah, that was. They got nothing, bud.
There's too many mutes happening here.
Wagat.
Wagat. Okay. Looks over at Wagat. What are you in for, big guy? You're muted, bud.
I am Wagat. I am a witness of the occult. The Shadow Service. What?
Keep going, you're doing great.
Okay. The Shadow Service has need of those who can see what they cannot.
Mood.
Right. So you're the unit weirdo. Got it.
And he, Wagat looks over at, like, as he's, like, saying that, like, when he says, I am a witness of the occult, he, like, side-eyes, Petra.
She winks. She does exactly what I just did.
Jesus.
That's quite the vibe.
Daddy, chill.
Oh, God. All right. So, weird stuff and magic. Got it. Leaps. What about you? Looking at Rupus.
You already did Rupus, bud.
Did I? Okay, have I
Yeah,
gone through everyone then?
Leaps.
Nope.
But I can talk again.
You forgot me again.
Oh, I didn't forget you. Don't worry.
And Emil? Did we do Emil?
We did Emil.
Yes.
No, we did.
Emil was a captain that got demoted for having too much anger.
And then, Jordan, how tall were you again?
About 6 foot.
Okay, yeah. That's why I saved you for last. And he kind of tries to puff himself up a little bit and look at the other human male that's tall. Because, Stoney, how tall are you?
5'11".
That's what I thought.
Very minute.
All right. Looking at you. And what
It's
about
more
you?
Wide. I'm here to kill.
Aren't we all? What are you good at?
Killing.
And you're the unit psycho. Got it.
Fate just kind of smashes his greatsword down on the table and asks the commander, so where are we going, sir?
That's a great question. Pulls out an op order. All right. Check it out. I appreciate you all introducing yourselves. I hope to get to know you a little bit better over the coming weeks or months, however long we have this beautiful operation going on. As I said, my name is Guardian Hathama. You can just call me Hathama. Yes, my mother is Justikar Hathama. No, I don't want to talk about it. Moving on. 3 days ago, an unknown enemy force intercepted a shipment of 4 grand Star Shards bound for the Scarpart Archiprast. The survivors of the raided vessel described the assailants as armed with simple but well-maintained swords, bows, and axes. They were competent in their use, but didn't seem to be overly trained. There was a single caster of unknown power with the raiding party. Though they didn't wear uniforms, some bore tattoos that indicate they may or may not have been members of the Tsafrall Freedom Movement, TFM. The survivors
You just see
indicate...
Faith's face go dark, like just not pale, but like obvious vestiges of anger.
He kind of takes that in stride.
Oh my.
The survivors indicate that the assailants and pilfered cargo were last seen sailing toward the western wastes. Now, based on recent intelligence, we believe that the TFM is once again built up a following and is actively operating in and about Spyreton on the island of Tsafrall. Intel further suggests that the TFM may be utilizing an old crypt honoring fallen TMF martyrs from the Cataclysm, located near Sekoport, to sequester troops and recently liberated supplies prior to distribution. In 1 hour, our unit will move to the island of Tsafrall to secure and retrieve the stolen shipment of Star Shards in order to deny the enemy the power contained within them. Now, talking about enemy force situation, the weather will be temperate, light, small chance of precipitation. Terrain, desolate wastes, stony spires, and caves and crags. Capability of the enemy, as described, with maintained small swords, bows, axes, things of that nature. They do seem decently trained, well armed, but their size is unknown. They do have access to spellcasters. Upon contact, they are expected to employ ambushes and hit-and-run tactics. They will likely attack on sight if numbers are in their favor and attempt to flee once they are broken. Now, my concept for this mission, and my intent for this mission, pardon me, is for the team to reclaim the stolen Star Shards, eliminate the insurgent threat, secure any intelligence that may indicate the insurgents' motivations, capabilities, allies, or future operations, and, if possible, capture any insurgent command elements. Concept of the operation will be left to the mission commander for the day. Route will be insertion by airship Fiery Dart. Service and supply, rations will be standard issue. See the quartermaster if you need any. Otherwise, they should be in the chest behind us. Uniforms, equipment, arms, ammunition, and no additional are authorized. Captured material will be for you to take and distribute among yourselves as needed. Transportation, as I said, will be by the airship Fiery Dart. All medevac will be self-recovery. Additional personnel, you'll only authorize your airship pilot. Any POWs or EPWs are to be detained and follow the same procedures of medevac with self-recovery. Command and signal will include this ring of sending. Set the ring of sending on the table, given to the commander, the mission commander. That mission commander will be able to cast sending once until it is returned and recharged. Command will go from me, the command leader. Chain of command will then pass to the mission commander, and we will determine now the mission commander and the succession of command. All right. So one thing about this unit: during the mission, there's a mission commander, and that is decided at random. We will actually decide that now. Put it on a roster. The mission commander will be in charge of the success or failure of that mission. It is expected that you work with your team to coordinate and make the best plan, but at the end of the day, the final say is yours. Mission succeeds, good for you. If it fails, it's on you. That being said, you are also responsible for the welfare and morale of your team and for settling any disputes. I need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative. That way I can record the who's going to be the first mission commander. Alright, and just like with our house rule, if as a reminder, one of our house rules, when you roll initiative, if you roll too high and you choose to go later, you can choose to bump down in the initiative. If you don't want to be mission commander up front, you're welcome to bump down behind someone else here. Alright, so as it stands, I have Rupus as the first. After
I can bump down.
What's that?
I can bump down.
All right, that would mean that
I just feel like I need to. This is Jesse speaking. Nail down Rufus more before I'm like a whole mission commander.
No,
and
that
then,
is totally
depend,
fine.
Like, on his morals. So, anyways,
deliberately throwing you guys into it to make you have to figure it out. So don't worry. All right, Rupus, you're passing. Wagat, how about you?
I will accept the command.
All right, Wagat will be the first mission commander. As such, he slides the ring across to you. That's Ring of Sending. Do not lose it. It will cast sending once per charge. You'll be able to recharge it upon your return here. Do you have any questions about the briefing?
Yeah. So like, sorry, sir, but like, what's the catch? Because this seems like, frankly, pretty above board, and I distinctly remember you saying below board.
Let me rephrase things that we don't want the people to know about. We don't want people scared about an insurgency or missing Star Shards. We don't want the general troops to be able to know that information and then tell their families or friends that Star Shards are missing. That's kind of a big deal. So you're doing the things that we don't necessarily want the public to know, to protect them both from the enemy and from their own fear.
Got it. Totally. Definitely want them to like keep their cool. I get the vibe.
You are correct.
Sir, in a way, are you asking us to do this?
I am... He looks at his notes. Yes, I am asking you to complete this mission to the best of your abilities. The rest of you, I am ordering you to complete this mission to the best of your abilities.
Stoney stands up, says, "Yes, sir."
What other questions do you have?
Can you state the outcomes again? I heard reclaim the Star Shards, capture the elements. If you could just say those a little
Absolutely.
bit slower for me, that would be great.
Of course, my intent is fourfold. 1, to reclaim the stolen Star Shards. 2, to eliminate the insurgent threat currently populating the crypt. 3, secure any intelligence that may indicate insurgents' motives, further actions, or allies, capabilities, etc. 4, capture any insurgent command elements if possible.
Awesome. And can you tell me a little bit about Fiery Dart? Very interested in hearing about Fiery Dart.
Yes, Fiery Dart. That is the vehicle assigned to this team for the foreseeable future. It's a modest craft, a 15-foot dirigible. It is an airship.
Oh, a dirigible.
Yes, it is. It is one of our new flagship airships with the best in stealth technology. It's one of the fastest ones that we have, hence Fiery Dart, meant to insert rapidly behind enemy lines.
Oh.
Your pilot will be able to give you a better briefing on the operations around that vessel.
Iconic. Air travel is like so in right now.
He just rolls
And
his
how
eyes
do
at you.
we refer to Wagat? How do we refer to you?
You may refer to me as Wagat. And he lifts up his like glass shard to like look at you again.
Yep.
Is it a colored glass shard? Curious.
It's like just like tinted like glass, you know, like a dark, like a black, I guess.
I've seen this in The Magicians. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean over to just very quickly to Emil and be like, I think you might just be crazy as a sprayed cockroach, but I'm not sure. But we'll see how this goes.
Petra's gonna say to Wagat about his glass shard. I love how you're accessorizing, King.
You see
Thank you.
something
Yeah,
that
while
wants
we're
her
on that roll,
You're muted.
What is this?
Yeah, I guess Wagat is going to like shift his eyes like left and right, like he doesn't know how to respond, and then
Ribbit, do you see anything different from that? I got my little monocle, and it helps me see because I got astigmatism.
Oh, is that what that's for? I just thought you were
do you want me to burn a smudge stick for you for your astigmatism?
Oh,
I assume that is some
helps.
sort of curse.
I both
Maybe
hate
or-
and love you all.
I
Can you
was
do that?
Let me
jumping
first
through
up
the
a
trees
curse,
and
like,
sort of ran into a stick and it hit my eye. And it hasn't been the same since, so I think that's a
So it's
stigmatism.
a stigmatism or is it stigmatism?
Title. Episode title.
Astigmatism.
Astigmatism. Love it.
Astigmatism. Heyo.
Love it.
Stony perks up the word curse. What do you know about curses?
Hold on, I have something for this, I think. Okay, I don't have something this specific. I was captured by a mad wizard as a child. For many years, I spent time underground serving his purposes. Eventually, I was given access to similar knowledge by the same patron as he had. Someday, this patron will claim me as well.
So what do you know about curses?
I am cursed.
Oh,
What?
that's too bad.
What patron?
I dare not speak the name aloud.
Oh, it's like a he who shall not be named thing. Okay, that's
You
fine.
want to write it
Can you
on some
write it?
wood?
Right?
Oh, can you?
on wood?
Yeah, can you write it?
I'm gonna procure a slab of wood and slide it over. 5 gold.
Okay. So, Wagat, do you have something to write with?
Wait.
No, I have something. And he reaches in, he pulls out like a bit of chalk, and he like writes on the wood in like, does anybody here speak Infernal? Okay.
Petra starts like giggling a little bit.
Fate
Alright.
also raises his hand.
If you choose to read the thing that I wrote down,
What the fuck?
hold on, I gotta find the name.
Are you gonna pass it to one of us?
Are you gonna give us astigmatism?
Rufus is
Don't read it.
aggressively tapping. That's 5 gold, sir. That wasn't. Wait, before you write on it, it was 5 gold.
Honey, quit being
5
ugly.
gold?
Quit being ugly.
I do not know the value of money. But yeah, you would see. So Fate and Petra would see the name of Cania, one of the pit lord. I don't want to say the rank because I think I'm gonna get it wrong, but it's like one of the creatures from hell, like the 9 hells. It's like
Pit Lord?
it's not a pit lord. It's like the underboss of like one of them. So like one of the
Pit Underling?
yeah.
Okay. When Petra reads that, she winces and she's like, "Ooh, that is rough, King. Like honestly, I've heard like not so great things, and the worst part is like they're kind of petty too. So, bad vibes. I hope you uncurse yourself."
Thank you.
Fate just doesn't react. He doesn't know anything about the demons. He just can speak and read Infernal.
So, Stony, why are you asking about curses?
Just curious. You know, general interest.
Insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here
Can
we
we
go
all-
again.
can
Go ahead
we
and roll
all
insight.
Roll for insight.
I mean, you guys can obviously tell that he's holding things. He's withholding things.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You all kind of rolled like shit.
Fate's just going to
Doesn't
pointedly
care.
ask, taking a note from when the commander was speaking with Stony, because he's relatively perceptive. And he's going to ask
Okay, that's
Stony.
some bullshit. You figured out that early.
I mean, fucking straight up, he looked at the paper and then was like, "Oh," and he rephrased it. That's pretty noticeable. But I'll defer then.
I have a question for Brandon. Is
Yes.
this briefing still going on? Is what's his name Rigger just like deferring to Wagat now?
He's
Like,
giving you guys a few minutes to figure it out, and just kind of he's sitting back and just evaluating and watching, occasionally jotting down a note.
okay.
Fate's just
Uh,
going to stand up and say, "Let's go."
Petra's gonna lean over to Rupus and say, like, and kind of like point towards Rigger and say like, he didn't tell any of the rest of us our horoscopes. Like, did you catch that? Rude.
Yeah, I had to tell him. I'm surprised he didn't know why I was here. I mean, I'm pretty well known. I'm the fastest ranger I think the army has had.
Ranger.
Honestly, iconic. Know your worth, King.
I think they mean for us to leave. And
Mission
with that,
Commander,
Morgana
did you
is
have
going
any
to-
other questions before you give the concept of operation to your team?
Does everybody understand what they need?
Kill.
Let's get the hell out of Dodge.
And there's like
Yeah.
supplies back there, right? That's
Yes.
what we talked about.
He indicates behind you that there are 7 chests. Each one has one of your names inscribed upon it.
Oh.
Oh.
And then Petra looks around and is like, "Cause some of you guys like that, you can't go dressed like that. Please, please." And she gets a little teary-eyed.
Do we have
who?
access to these chests?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
He indicates that you can go to them. When you open the chests, you will find the exact same thing inside: a small potion of healing, a dagger, a roll of parchment, a quill, a small length of 25-foot length of rope, and then a cloak, a black cloak.
You drop that in the chat.
Yes.
Look
Well,
at that.
we
Now
are
you don't need chalk.
well, we are living in high cotton now.
One thing.
Can I keep the is the chest included?
The chest stays here. This is where you will be able to store your equipment between missions.
Oh, okay.
Potion of healing. You're typing it all.
Mm-hmm. Parchment.
Fate's just gonna put on the cloak and grab the items and stand at the doorway waiting for Wygott to tell us what to do next.
What kind of material is the cloak made out of?
Roll a fashion check. I have no idea.
I do
Perception. Give me
history?
a perception check.
Perception?
History is fine.
Okay.
That's
Either
not
one.
a thing.
Wouldn't it be investigation?
Investigation
I
would
feel
work
like
too.
history is like, fashion and art history too.
Yeah. So it's a really fancy, newer type of cotton.
Okay.
That Stony, can you help me out? You actually recognize it immediately.
You know, if it's cotton, this is inferior clothing to start with.
What?
Oh, what is it? Wool. I'm sorry. It's a type of wool. My bad.
Okay.
That Stony is intimately familiar with.
Oh, I made this. Kind of.
What?
Does Stony say that out loud?
Yeah.
What do you mean you made
And he
this?
kind of like clutches it close to him. Oh, it's merino wool. I kind of invented it.
Oh my god. Kane.
You invented a wool?
Wool.
Petra her jaw dropped. She's like, "You're an innovator. Do you know that? Like, you changed
don't know
the
that.
game.
I did.
Honestly, you deserve to be so proud of yourself." And
I'm not.
Petra like whips the cloak around. She's like totally ignoring him. She's gushing, but she's not hearing a word he's saying. And she like whips the cloak around and fastens it.
And as you whip
she
the
fastens
cloak
it with
on,
like a little brooch that she's wearing.
as you whip the cloak on, you feel just a tiny bit more stealthy. Like you
Uh-oh.
would get a +1 to all stealth rolls.
Fab. Is there
You
an
also
item
feel-
I can add?
There's not. I just made that up right now. So
Oh, awesome.
You also feel very comfy, and like if it was to get wet, you feel like you'd still be warm.
Petra is literally like straight up from the depths of hell, so she would be toasty no matter what. But iconic that everyone else is gonna feel warm.
Has everybody opened their chests?
Can we assume that we have sorry guys, brain not
okay.
attuned, but
you're sick.
equipped all
I'm
these
poorly.
items.
I'm poorly prepared. You're sick. We're just quite the pair. And yes, any of those items that you want to have with you, you can go ahead and equip. These chests are for you and you alone. Once you close it, it will only open for you or for me. That means other individuals from this team will not be able to open it. They're open to touch. Yes, Petra.
Actually, it's Liv. I have a question for Brandon.
Oh, Liv.
Is the rope hempen rope or silk rope?
Let's go with silk. Because why not?
Petra is like, when she sees the silk rope, she's like, oh my god, it's like kind of kinky. And then slings it over her shoulder.
Are there going to be inspections of our chest?
The chest is for you and you alone. Unless you
open
die
it
and I
too,
need to
so
get
are you
into
gonna
it.
be
You can inspect my chest.
want to be prepared.
He shakes his head at Tashi.
Petra looks over at Tashi and is like, this is saucy.
Rupus, I will not be getting into your
Check my
chest
chest.
frivolously. That is your private space. I do believe in respecting your personal space and giving you your own place. I will only be accessing it if I absolutely have to. This is part of the mission parameters. I have to have oversight. It's a thing.
Yeah, just thought I'd ask because you never know. Those inspections always sneak up on me. And never compared. Things just get wet with. I can't control.
With
my nature.
But he says, all right, if you guys are ready, he hands you the list with the following names. It's just the order that everything was rolled. That is the chain of command. So if you were to follow, the next person would be. And I'm going to let you guys all take a moment to copy this down if you want. So you also know if you're in the next mission commander. After it will be Rupus. How far down do you want to go? Do you want to be next? Do you want to be last in line?
I could be the next one.
All right, so it'll be Wagat, then Rupus, then Petra, Stony, Tashi, Fate, Emil. And then, of course, if it comes to your turn, you are able to defer. But that will be the chain of command for this mission. If one goes down, the next in line assumes it. Also, while you're on your journey, I recommend you coming up with challenge and pass phrases and code words so you can know who your team are. That is up to the mission commander, though. I will not micromanage that to you. Any last questions?
No, sir.
Delightful. Captain Mo. At that moment, an extremely jovial-looking young female comes walking through the door. Well, hey there, y'all. Yes, Sam. This was not planned ahead of time. This was planned ahead of
I
time.
don't believe you.
Well, hey there, y'all. Good to see ya. You ready to go for a ride?
I am now. Hell.
No.
I'm
Giddy up.
Ikramor Treebook, but everyone calls me Captain Mo. Follow me this way.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Fate's gonna go along.
Petra follows, and as she's approaching Captain Mo, she says, oh my god, girl, I love your hat.
It's actually with my mom's scarf. That's all I have left of her.
Oh.
I'm
Girl, you're
kidding.
so
I'm just kidding. I
strong.
bought it down in the marketplace.
Oh my god, please, if you remember the name of the stall, let me know. On the DL, later.
She actually
It's
pulls
cool.
out a card. She's like, actually, I go there regularly.
Icon, and Petra tucks the card into her.
It's called Fits
pouch.
and Clicks. So there
Fits
you
and clicks, love that. Okay.
Sounds like an MLM.
It does, honestly.
All right. As she starts walking guys down the hall, she's just kind of almost bouncing. Just seems so full of energy and life, and she's so excited walking down the hall. She's like, "Well, I'm glad they stuck you guys with me. I get to have fun going and exploring all over the place now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go for a little ride. Fiery Dart's my vessel. I've been flying her for about 3-4 years now. My crew, and we've been through a lot." Back in the good old days when we were all privateers and whatnot. Now we're all respectable. Ah, oh, times have changed. Anyway, like I said, I'm Captain Mo. If you need anything, let me know. Before we get on the ship, just remember to keep all hands and feet inside the ride at all times. Exits are to the front, the sides, and the rear. And if you have to exit, it's a long fall, so you better learn how to fly. We don't have parachutes, and there are no flotation devices. There will be no in-flight meals, so I hope you grabbed some rations. All right. Now, did Hathma give you guys a hard time?
No.
Tony very depressedly looks at a poop pit in the distance and just says, no.
She keeps walking through. Oh, that's good. He can come off a little hard sometimes, but he's got that reputation to live up to. He's really a good guy once you get to know him, mostly.
What
Anyway,
reputation?
what's that?
What reputation?
Oh, you don't know about his mom?
He
He
did
Clearly not.
seem like he had mommy issues, maybe, or maybe he's just like tense. I don't know. He needs to relax.
Well,
He also just mentioned his mom. So who's Justica?
no, just a car. She is
Just a
just a car.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She's just a car?
He gets asked that a lot. His mom happens to be the Justicar of the armed force of the army of the land forces. So there's a lot of pressure on that poor dude.
It honestly seemed like he wanted us to ask him. None of us knew, and he kept mentioning.
He's not a big fan of it, but so many people just ask him out the gate. He just kind of leads with it, so they won't ask questions about it. A lot of people just assume that's how he gets where he is and whatnot, but he's actually he's competent and capable guy. Did you hear about the Goblin rebellions?
Oh yeah. I guess that's like one way to live up to your parents, but
Yeah.
he could chill. He could like be a little bit more laid back about it.
Well, that's how he got where he is, but I'm not like that. I just like to have a good old time. I wish they'd let me go back to privateering, but you knock over one too many clergy members, and all of a sudden you're on a naughty list. Anyway, she opens the door. You guys have gone through several hallways now. She opens the door to show you this vessel. That the image is really small. Well, that stinks. Maybe if we do it like this. Not visible to players.
Son of a biscuit.
It's the tiniest thing. Anyway, it's a really cool looking little ship. I'll try and get a better image of it for you later. This is what happens when you don't have time to do everything you want to do. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's a slick looking ship. It's nice and streamlined. Several interesting sails that aren't up but laying back so they'll catch the wind. And at the rear, a large cage with a huge, maybe 4 or 5 foot shard of glass full of glowing yellow light just slowly rotating. Welcome aboard.
Where's the shard of glass?
It's in a cage attached to the back. It's like metal cage. It's actually in the shape of a sphere. Just attached to the back of it, so it's kind of free floating in there. It's not attached to anything. It's just floating in the air, slowly rotating and spinning.
Okay.
All right. Why is
Bye-bye.
it doing that? All right. Well, welcome aboard the Fiery Dart. If you need anything, let me know. And she ushers you guys on board.
Actually, I still have this water pitcher, but I keep sloshing my different feet in it, and water's just been spilling out of the pitcher, so it's about half full now. What's the water situation?
I was told about you. She points to a barrel, a very large barrel. There's a bench, or there's a seat in there you can sit on.
My
little
lady.
sap?
Ribbit.
Oh.
Thanks. I'm gonna hop over to it.
Petra remarks, "Oh my god, kind of like spa vibes, right?
Dunk
Fun."
myself in it.
We might have
I'm
asked
sorry.
for a barrel of water before we left.
Oh.
How does the ship get to the place? We're not in the water.
Don't
It's a
you
flying
worry.
ship.
I just wanted to ask, what's a spa?
A what?
A spa?
Oh my
Somebody
god, girl.
said a spa.
I will take you to the spa next time we're back. Like,
Well, I don't know if I want to go. What is it?
it's like so
right now, it just
relaxing.
looks like
It's just
wet
all about.
benches.
Oh no, I mean I mean like there's steam rooms and like that's a little that is kind of a wet bench situation to be totally honest.
rooms?
Steam
like
rooms.
steaming green beans. Like you can bring your green beans in with you and steam them.
I mean, I don't think anyone will stop you, but it's
could.
more to like open up your pores and
My
open up
what?
your spirit. It like makes your
Your
skin feel
scales get a
good,
lot
or
of
your scales
hydration.
feel
Oh, my
good. Yeah,
scales.
it'll feel
Alright,
awesome.
okay,
You can like get a mani pedi, you get like a little massage.
A what? And a what?
I don't
And
know
a
if the
what?
little one would
Someone
be
save
comfortable
me.
there, though.
So many.
We're flying. We're flying,
Anyone
Jack.
afraid of heights?
I totally thought it was Turtle Port this whole time.
Turtle.
Tony's flat on the ground and just refusing to move.
Wagat is he takes out some of the rope that he found in his chest and he's tying it around his waist and around one of the bench legs.
After Petra finishes
follows suit.
explaining what a spa is to Tashi, she's gonna go find like whatever the coziest looking place to kind of lounge is and sit down and start journaling. Okay, Petra's very impressed. I'm gonna go ahead and say Petra's never been in an airship, but she is clearly aware of airships and knows that it's like fashionable and funky fresh. She's impressed.
Oh, we're going west. Make your worship to Bishaba while we're going over my home. Oh, well, then we don't. Well, then, but we are going to Western Waste. Go ahead and send your wishes out to Bishaba while we're going through. Make sure we don't get any dangerous, chaotic incidences happening while we're going across this little trip.
Wait, where are we going again? Oh, the Western Waste. Okay.
We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship going through the world.
Is Wagat near me?
I
think I don't know where
depends
I am.
where the bench is.
I'm in like a tub of water right now.
Okay.
But it sounded like it was in the main room.
It was on the deck, but it has wheels that lock, so you can be wheeled around.
Shimming
I'm just
around.
imagining like
No, there's definitely not wheels. It's just kind of there's one on the main deck and there's one in the galley.
Buckets of water.
Barrels, yeah.
Oh, barrels, and I only need to soak for an hour a day.
Great. Well, you have.
Or else
them
I
if
just
you
get
need them.
really tired. So, anyways, I'm not like enslaved to water.
Like, do you have to like soak your whole body for an hour, or is it just like what? Like, can you have a toe in? Could we make like a little flask that we could like secure to a toe or a finger or something, so that you constantly have
gloves with water in them?
Every time I just want to talk in a southern accent now. It's so.
I'm sorry. It's very catchy. I'm
It's
sorry.
infectious.
I know. I'm like,
it is.
no, just half my.
Oh me, oh my! I need some water right now. Let me tell
Anyways,
you what.
unfortunately, my whole body is kind of. It needs to be saturated. So
for an hour a day.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's extra hard for Jessie because she's actually from the South.
Coming
so
out.
am I. That's why.
Sometimes I'll take a washcloth and soak it. And
become
sometimes
defenders
I'll
of
take
the
a
Lone
washcloth
Star
and soak
soon.
it. And just keep my
so you can
skin
like sponge
moist.
bathe yourself, essentially.
Yep,
all
but
day long.
Takes yeah, exactly. I have to do it all day long. Rather, I could just soak. But Mission Commander.
Yes.
Ribbit?
But like, I don't know if I can mimic it in the voice, but you can hear the tension and like the shakiness in his voice. He says, "Yes, what is it?"
Are you nervous?
Of course, I am nervous.
Also, I'm sorry I backed down. Honestly, I didn't want to be first mission commander. I'm not used to working with a team. I'm usually just a ranger out on my own, so this is also new to me. So if I come off a bit, I don't know, not like a team player, that's why. But what was that shard of? I'm very curious. I don't think we finished our conversation. That shard of glass you were looking through.
Here, you can have it. It's used. And then he hands the shard
For
of glass
free?
over. Yes, it has no more uses.
You know, you can't make a profit if you keep giving things away for free. But I'll take it.
What are you, a Ferengi? I love this.
I'm a failed merchant.
Yeah, that's what I said, a Ferengi.
Oh, a Ferengi. I don't know what a Ferengi is. It sounds
Oh,
derogatory.
I'm sorry. Never mind. Don't worry. No, it's not. Never mind. Forget
We're
it.
working on her, okay? We're working on her.
Oh, is it? Okay, anyways.
It's from Star Trek. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. I'm going to hold up the glass and... Ooh, I'm going to take off my monocle and hold up the glass.
The glass is greasy.
See what I see. Ooh.
Oh, what'd you do to it?
I don't know. Do I see anything special when I look through it?
It like, I mean, if any of you have gotten any closer to Wagat, his outfit is not clean by any means whatsoever.
What's the grease? Can I roll for investigation?
Roll for growth check.
Yeah. Does he smell? Do you want to get in some of this water?
Oh. In my previous life, water meant death. So no, please.
Oh, interesting.
We
Water
could-
means life for me.
Oh, we could do a Manny
Sony's
Patty
quite
on
literally
you.
laying on the ground at your guys' feet.
Oh,
She just kind of looks at Rufus,
Rufus?
Rufus, and just asks,
Rupus?
Rufus?
what are you? And why are you so big?
Me? I'm just big because you're on the floor. I'm actually only 2.5 feet tall.
No, like, frogs are small. What?
You're an extra large frog, homie.
In fact, I have the same question.
What are
Why
you
does
doing
the
in my
other
waters?
Reptile.
I'm a grung. Have you never heard of us? Grungs? From
Is
Soggy
that a
Bottom.
word?
It's my species.
Oh,
We're arboreal.
They seem a little
Live in
less
trees.
traveled. I think you're gonna have.
I
to
think we're
lay it out
endemic
for 'em
to
without
Soggy
talking.
Bottom.
Demic.
what's a foggy bottom?
Soggy? Like my bottom will be in an hour in this tub of water.
Oh, okay.
It's a place,
Um,
Stony. Soggy
it's a-
Bottom is a place.
Yeah.
So oh, okay. So
We're
you're just a thing that looks like a frog, but you're not a frog. That's 2.5 feet tall.
yes.
Kind
No,
of.
Super
they're
frog.
grown.
I'm a grung.
Oh, okay.
Our species are called grungs. We're a bit isolated, which has kind of. I'm different. I've been exposed to lots of different races and cultures since joining army, and
Okay. That
but
makes me feel
my
better a
people
little bit.
are not quite welcoming to foreigners.
Okay.
That's probably why you haven't heard of us.
But not a giant frog. You're something that's like a frog, but not a giant frog. Okay. That I feel a little bit better now. I'm gonna lay down again.
Captain Mo pokes her head back. She ain't lying about them not being too welcoming. I flew down there once on a little run and told them to shake a leg, and boy, they did a lot more than shake a leg at me. Whew.
Did they shake their frog legs at you?
Well, they tried to take one of mine. Really wasn't that pleasant.
Oh.
One of
Do
them
you-
accidentally brushed me, and I brushed against my skin. I was flying high for a week.
Oh. Is that why you got to do the water thing? Will you be poisonous if you don't?
Oh, I'm always poisonous. That's why I got my gloves.
Are you gonna eat me?
Oh.
No, I eat bugs.
Okay.
Mo looks
But
at you,
don't-
but you do look like a
be
pretty big
touching my-
cockroach down there, little man.
Would now be a good time to share the snacks that I brought?
Yeah.
And
That sounds fabulous. Also, Tashi will not be eating you.
You see Petra's horns peek up from the bottom deck that she went down to, and she says, "Snacks."
Wagat reaches into a pouch up near his neck, and he pulls not even a pouch. He just reaches under his robe and grabs a long black centipede out from underneath, and it's like still
Ribbit.
moving just like a little bit. He says, and he hands it out to.
Yeah, Rupus is just long tongue. Grab it.
You just
Yeah. Ribbit.
um
Without even asking if
Just
it was
Jar
for
Jar
him.
Binks that crap.
Ooh, was it greasy?
A little bit. It's a bit greasy.
Makes it
She
Get a
looks
little extra
disappointed.
flavor.
Ribbit.
Jesus Christ.
She looks disappointed. She goes back below deck to read.
About this
I
time,
walk around in a leather outfit all day. It really steals in the flavor.
Was that free too? It should be free.
Hey, Captain Mo.
you guys see ahead of you some large spires of stone
Oh.
that she starts kind of navigating between. What can I do for you, hon?
I just wanted to know where you're from. You sound like me.
Nah, I'm from far up north. We got this little place out there called Little Town, and I didn't want to be in Little Town no more, so I left for the big town. I'm not from Tsafrall, but I kind of got roped into working with them.
I know what that's like.
So are we currently over the Three Widows?
So at this point, the large spires you see are only seen in the western wastes. And so she says, "Well, it looks like we're getting close now. They gave me some coordinates on where this here crypt might be, so I'm going to try and drop you guys right on top. I'm going to fly off because I'm not ready to fight no TFMs, so when you're all done," hands... sorry, brain just... We got a tube. This looks like a small scroll tube almost. She says, "Point at the sky, you opened up, and boom, a little flare pops out. I know to come get you."
Could you mark where she's kind of indicating we'll be going in the Western Ways?
Absolutely. So you guys are actually looking at right to the... Oh, just to the...
I just want to mention how much I love the airship. It's
just
awesome.
to the west of Sekaport, right up here, where you see those three trees, kind of right in between those three trees, almost. And so
Fate's just going to be at the front of the ship, kind of staring down. Again, no one can really see his face, but kind of menacing.
It's dark out. All you can really see are the tips of the spires that she's navigating between. Then you can see the lights of Sekaport kind of off in the distance. You guys feel yourselves descending. The hum kind of gets a little softer as you guys start to go down. All of a sudden, all the lights that were on there, there were several. They looked almost like lanterns, like candle lanterns. They all suddenly dim. She's like, "Going dark." Goes down low, and she throws a rope ladder over the side and says, "There's your stop." Shake a leg and winks at Rupus.
Oh.
Just shake a leg.
Yeah.
Rufus is nice, thick frog legs.
Nice
Can I
thick
do
frog
like
legs.
a-
That's a title right there. You guys are currently hovering about
Can I do
20
like
feet
a-
over the ground with the rope ladder going down. What do you got?
Investigation? I would love to just see if I can see what kind of reaction Fate is having right now. Because I can tell he's like really close and like he's turning that weird color again.
It turned that weird color again.
The dark. Well, you went dark during the briefing when they mentioned
Well,
TFM.
it wasn't like a color. It's more
I
like...
think we're saying like it's
if you-
continents.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if you could
So-
imagine like how they do it in anime, where like they kind of put the lines
Yeah.
down, like it's an
So I
intense
see that
emotion.
happening again. I want to just like walk over and sort of look at him more closely and then ask him.
Yeah, I mean you can tell exactly what you just said. You can see he's kind of on edge and leaning forward at the front of the ship.
Hey, fight. What's going on? You know this place?
Call him Fight.
What?
I'm asking you. Did you call him Fight?
Fight.
Okay.
Let's fight.
Isn't your name Fight? You introduce yourself as Fight. I'm saying Fight. I don't understand Listen, do you know this place or not?
Yes, intimately.
Oh, is this where you from?
Yes, somewhat.
Oh. So you know
So you
a
grew up
little bit
here,
about.
so you could give us some heads up.
Yeah.
Well, you
Not
technically
quite so
grew up
much
on the other
this
side of
part.
the waters, but
I just know the people that are over here and that they deserve to die.
Oh, is there anything we should know
So he's
about
just gonna
them? Are they
Kill them.
susceptible to poison? Probably.
That's a good question.
There's too many
Petra-
questions
Yeah.
going on.
Petra comes up from below deck and nudges Emil and is like, "Them's fighting words, huh?"
Stoney's going to crawl on
Goodness, so
the ground to Mo's feet and just gonna whisper to her like, "I need you to ask me to climb down the ladder.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I need you to ask me to climb down the ladder."
I'm just going to be like, Stoney, climb down the ladder.
No, I'm like just only whispering to her.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and climb down the ladder, son.
I need you to ask me to. Can you please just ask me to?
Well, I guess everyone's got their kink. Hey, boy, could you please climb down that ladder for me?
Stoney just shoots up and climbs right down the ladder. You hear a thank you as he's going down.
someone's excited to get to murdering. Let's go, I guess.
When you hit the ground, you find that you're in a small clearing with trees behind you, and then a little ways off to both sides, about maybe 100, 120 feet behind you into the sides of trees. In front of you, looks like there's a large mound of dirt, and in the side of this large mound is set a stone tunnel with a door.
Petra's gonna say and follow Stoney down the ladder, and as she's doing that, she's gonna be like, "Oh my God, he's like a real go-getter, huh?" And drop.
Stoney is panting and sweating.
As soon as Petra drops to the ground, she's gonna try and get stealthy. It's not. Her outfit is too ostentatious.
Rufus is also gonna hop down and then instantly don his coat.
Stoney's doing the same.
Oh,
Stoney!
I'm gonna ask Stoney to get stealthy.
You can't do that yet.
It's a true story.
Stoney steps on a... Are we on a cliff or anything?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know. I'd step on a branch or something. I don't know. Something loud. Something loud and obnoxious.
I'll go for that. Sure.
You could giant crack.
Emil, are you doing something extremely acrobatic here? Because your roll suggests you are.
I would like to jump out of the airship and do a
Hell yeah.
superhero landing.
As you do, you leap out and you land in that 4-point or the 3-point stance with your arm out behind you. A little cloud of dust comes up around you very dramatically and slowly settles. Before you had landed, it was very dark, but when you landed, there was just this tiny glint of light, maybe a luminescent algae or something that lit up from the bottom, creating a small glow in the spot where you landed, and it fades after just a moment.
All right, slay.
I think Wicket is still on the ship, tied to a bench.
We all left without our mission commander.
Fate is going to untie Wicket or help him, and then go down the ladder with him.
Okay. Wicket is going to be curled up like semi-fetal during the whole experience. And as you get close to like the rope, he's just gonna reach out and grab onto the rope and go over the rails like Gandalf after the Balrog and slide down the. His handling of the rope is fine. It's just once the airship is the.
It's true. Once you're in the military for a while, you can definitely handle a rope, right?
I'm
If
sure,
you're a
yeah.
sailor. If you're a sailor.
Also, if you do spelunking.
Or rope climbs on obstacle courses.
If you do what?
Huh?
Spelunking.
Mooring is half the game, honestly.
As you guys look up, you can barely hear the airship you were just on. That hum is almost completely faded, and it looks like there's nothing. You can see the starry night sky. You don't even see a blotch of black where you would think the ship that is 20 feet above you would be. And as you all hit the ground, that very low hum very quickly fades away.
Fade is going to strike his tinderbox and light a torch.
Petra turns to Wagat and says, "What's next, boss?" And does a little wink.
Yes. Torches. More torches, please.
Oh, if you guys need torches, you're gonna have to be behind me. I am not handling this nighttime vision, and having torches in front of me gonna blind.
Petra says the same. Petra doesn't own a torch and is gonna have to hang back.
Yeah, I don't
Rufus
usually
also
do
has night vision.
fire.
Or
do
dark
I.
vision.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I did or not.
Yeah.
But it makes
As
sense.
do I.
Right?
In fact, I struggle with sunlight.
Oh, that's
So many
true.
lights up here.
More than half of us will actually be debilitated by carrying
Yeah.
torches.
So maybe
Well,
I'll do torches
unfortunately,
with
the
People
two
with dark
humans
vision to
and
the
the
front with me.
wait, wouldn't Wygot's an orc, right?
Yeah, he has
Orc.
dark vision. He has dark vision.
Okay, so it's literally only Stony. And
I lied about
that
Rupus.
are
Rupus
fucked.
does not have dark vision.
Yeah. Stony smiles and lights up a torch nest and is like, oh, thanks. This is so much better.
Rupus, I did lie to you. You do not have dark vision.
I'm assuming changelings do.
okay.
Yes, everyone except for
Aw.
Rupus,
The frog and two
Fate,
humans.
and Stony.
Okay, well, we'll, I guess, maybe in the instance of lighting the torch with the known conditions of our members, we would take off some of the cloth that's wrapped so that it's more of a low torch instead of a insane fire torch that illuminates the entirety of the land.
That sounds like a good idea. Wagat's gonna light a torch anyway for himself despite the dark vision. And he's also gonna suggest that the members who struggle with the light stay in front.
All right. So ahead of you, there
go
is
first.
the mound with the tunnel. The tunnel's maybe 10 feet wide, 12 feet tall, and inset in the center of it is a large wooden door, banded wooden door. That is... Yeah. Do you guys choose to go that direction?
Petra's waiting to hear what Wagat wants to do.
Likewise.
This is a pretty good
Yeah,
spot. We
where
should
do
just
I
stay here and
go
wait
to?
for them, right?
Wait for what? You
Wait
think that's going to be
for who?
dropped off at like an Uber Eats? It's not going to be like we got to go get it.
What?
So
Petra's also
he-
confused.
can you describe the door a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the door itself spans the entirety of the arched tunnel. It looks like it's actually split down the center, so they would both fold in or fold out. There is a heavy wooden door banded with iron, and there are no windows, no knockers. There are, flanking the door, two sconces. Yes, thank you, Jordan. There are two sconces, but they are not currently holding torches, nor are they lit. The door itself does not seem to be barred from the distance, but that is maybe 20, 30 feet away from you. So
All right, well,
What
God,
would
would you
likely-
like me to go investigate that?
By all means.
Might I make a suggestion that we ask Fate if he knows anything about this area since he's from
I'm
at
from the
least these
south.
parts? Right,
I
but
don't-
are these doors common in your? Are there typically guards behind them, or?
You know what? Let's do a lovely little history check.
that's a great idea. And I'll let you do it with advantage since you're from this you're within a few miles of where you live.
Well,
Yeah.
that didn't work out too well.
They look like doors. You know very vaguely of a location that was the TFM, the crypt of the martyrs, what they call it. This might be it. you've never been there, so.
Yeah, he's not sure. He's just going to kind of maybe throw one of the torches into the side holsters of the doors that you mentioned, and just kind of watch for what Emil's doing.
Side holsters. I'm going to add that
We're
to my words
rocking
my
and
brain
rolling.
forgot.
Thank you. I'm glad that you and I can connect on such a visceral level.
I'll have to share my newest ones with you before I make their TikToks. They're hilarious. Anyway.
Context, Brandon and I both have pretty severe TBI and have trouble with words, but we can read each other's minds.
I wouldn't say mine's severe. Mine's Jordan's brain is broke.
Oof. Hurts. I love that cat.
All right.
Yeah, so I guess what did Emil find with that lovely 16 investigation?
What are we
Oh my God,
investigating?
we're investigating the door and everything around it to look for an opening mechanism and any traps.
Well, the opening mechanism appears to be the two handles on the doors. You do not detect any traps, any barring devices, nor is there a lock or keyhole. It actually looks like it's a very old door, decently maintained. I mean, some of the wood is starting to wear out, has a couple of knots that are popping out, but the hinges themselves are very well oiled, and the handles look like they are either polished or see regular use.
Seems like some sort of entrance. I relay all that information to everybody else.
Okay, I have a question because like Wagat never told us to like go. Where is everyone? And
No, he said all the people who have dark vision are in the front so that the light is not impacting them, and then Emil asked if they should go and investigate, to which Wygod said, yes, I think that's a great idea.
okay,
Which ironically, I'm investigating while Faye has put the fire right up
yes.
against.
I guess that's why Petra's confused, is because Fate was just like, let me just go light up this doorway that is being stealthily investigated.
Honestly, dark vision shouldn't be affected by torches, to the best of my knowledge.
I mean, we can see in daylight too.
Rules as written for dark vision are just that dim light becomes bright light and dark light, or no light becomes dim light. For
On
120
top
feet.
of that, Emil did not roll stealth, so this is not a stealthy investigation. It's just an investigation.
You didn't roll. Oh, right, I forgot. You just did that cool like Avengers trick,
Yeah.
Yep.
and
during her
charged in.
during her
The Captain Marvel did.
or during their investigation, as stealthy or as not stealthy as it was, nothing seemed to happen. Bless you. There's
Sorry.
nothing happened. You didn't spring any traps or anything. No one heard you or came at you or anything.
Is anyone particularly good at listening?
I think I am.
I think so.
Yeah.
that would be the passive.
No,
Yeah.
that would be just a perception.
Passive.
Oh,
You can have
Oh,
active
I'm
perception
decent.
if you're choosing to listen. Passive perception is just what you pick up without trying.
someone that doesn't really have ears, I'm afraid.
Petra's like, honestly, some of my friends have told me that like I am a great listener, and I don't like to talk myself up like that, but I'll do my best.
Please listen at the door for breathing, or if you smell the putrid stench of flesh.
Sure thing, Bessie.
Okay.
Putrid stench of flesh.
Petra will definitely notice the scent of flesh if it's there.
Stony, you get a really bad bout of tinnitus.
Wah. Wah.
Is anyone here screaming?
Mop.
Rufus and Petra, you both, I'm assuming you're listening at the door.
Yeah, I'm pressing my pointy little ear up against it.
Same. I'm like right under her.
You hear nothing. It
Shorter.
sounds like you're listening to a wooden door. You smell the light scent of the wood. And very, very faintly, you smell something kind of sharp. It's really hard to describe. A little ammonia-y, but extremely faint. You get like a whiff of it and it disappears.
Okay,
I think
Petra
we're good.
says that to Wagat. Yeah.
Fate's gonna blow another divine sense.
Can Petra kind of like examine the door to see if there's anything about its architecture that would be familiar to her as a student of anthropology and art history?
Yeah, I'd
Is
do an
anything-
investigation check.
Wait,
Investigation.
Sony is gonna Somebody's gonna give Petra a pat on the back, like, "You got this," and you have a +4 to your check.
You
Oh,
got 12.
oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, well, so 15 to my investigation.
Oh, okay.
All right, Fayette, you don't pick up any Fae, any elementals, celestials, fiends, undead, anything like that.
Consecration, desecration.
Within 60 feet, no.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, you are outside of a tomb, so I guess technically it is consecrated. So yes, you detect that the tomb is consecrated.
Okay.
Stony, please open the door.
Petra, to answer your question, it does look like it is architecture in this.
That's me. I'm Stony. Stony's gonna go ahead and say, "Okay, I can do that."
Before we do
Stony's
that,
gonna
though,
open the door.
Petra did do a check. I'm just filling that right on
Yeah.
that real quick. Petra, you do recognize it as stonework reminiscent of the early Portolithic era of Tsafrall, coming from about 220 years ago, which lines up about with the time that the cataclysm happened, separating it into two islands.
Okay. Guys, this hole is fucking ancient. You wouldn't even believe. And then Petra steps out of the way.
Well, also, the door's pretty big. Do you think someone else should stronger should definitely open this? It shouldn't be me.
Has
Fates.
Stony already been asked to do it?
Fate will help. Or Fate will open
the
it.
door. He wasn't asked.
Stony, would you please open the door?
You don't know how this works, you motherfucker.
That was a bad strength.
It doesn't matter how bad the strength is because it opens as if on buttered hinges. The door just very easily opens with a decent little pull. Double doors. Are you opening both, left or right?
Just the right.
Just right. The right door opens and you see ahead of you a large chamber.
Go on, sword guy. You got this.
It's still dark as fuck.
Wow, this is an incredibly familiar chamber.
I'll hold the.
You would think it is.
No, the reason I
This is my
say that
nickname
is
in high
because
school.
this is the first map that I ever played on with this
So
crew.
I
which is really
intentionally did a couple of
sentimental.
throwbacks for this he didn't share the operation name with you guys.
I can't see shit.
I am so
Yeah, but
Brandon, I
sorry.
can't
black.
see shit.
Okay.
Yeah, you
That's
can.
ice
Just
cream.
make it smaller.
Is
Scroll
it where
down.
Guabi
No.
lost his lover? But
No.
Yes.
I'm
Alright,
completely
hold on,
zoomed out.
hold
It's
on.
just a
Everyone
black
chill.
box.
except I don't care anymore because Guabi's.
Is thinking.
Go fuck Wabi.
Everyone
Yeah,
hold on for
that's
just a
right.
second. Let me make sure that daylight mode is on. It is. Save settings. Everyone should be able to see now.
You can see.
Daylight mode.
Did I refresh?
What do you mean?
That's negative.
That's a
ghost
setting
server.
I have to worry about. Don't worry.
Okay.
Who cannot
refresh.
see?
I cannot
One
see
second.
anything.
I.
Okay, so
reloading.
just Rupus and Fate.
Sounds
Stony
like
probably
Hunter can.
also.
I'm so tired of this stupid thing. No.
Oh, I see.
Yep, that's because. Is there anybody
I can
else that
see it
can't
now.
see?
I'm
Alright.
still blind there, Brandon.
Alright, Stony.
Oh, hello, Tomb.
Does
You look
Tony
so
really
familiar.
need
I
to
can-
see
I can see
Can I
now.
have those?
Alright, so yes,
silly
there are a
light
couple
puzzles again?
throwbacks that you guys will notice. That's why I said no meta. Because. Well, never mind, I don't want to say anything more, but there will be things you guys will notice. Anyway, ahead of you, you see a very large chamber, angling slightly downward, but there's a beautiful runner carpet running all the way down the center of the hall. It looks like it is immaculately maintained, not a spot of dust or dirt on it. There are statues to the rear and to the front of the chamber, each one of them being about 10-12 feet tall, depicting people either in full armor or in cloaks. Faces are not depicted. There are 8 pillars lining the room, running from floor to ceiling. The ceiling starting about 15 feet above you guys, and at the end of this chamber it is about 35 feet above you, since the room is sloping down. On the sides of the rooms, directly here and here, you see doors to other chambers, and these walls here are actually filled with small doors that are about yay big, kind of what you would expect to see at a crematorium that people would put urns into, stacked from floor to ceiling. This row having 3, this row having 4, or this column having 4, this column having 5, 6. Since it's getting taller and taller. There are also a few small pedestals with urns upon them. It is all pretty well lit from chandeliers up above.
Petra's gonna immediately scurry over to this statue and then back to the rug and then back to the statue, like frantically looking at them for signs of, what art, like era of art or what region they might be from.
Nerd.
Do I have to keep doing investigation? Can I do history?
No. Yeah, since you seem to be well versed in this, you can do history, and you can tell that it lines up with your earlier observations.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
With that roll, you actually date this this particular statue to be reminiscent of an artist who lived 243 years ago, and so it really lines up. The timeline does.
Perf. Okay.
I'll cover the entrance, guys. Make sure it's safe. Yeah.
What would you like us to do, Commander?
This seems an ancient place. But the handles, they were so clean.
Petra pipes up. It's 243 years old, I think.
243. Does anyone have any skill at finding regular arcane and magical evidence?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Never mind.
I usually deal with nature, but
I
I
have
could
nature and perception.
try to. Wait, what would you roll?
Nature.
Arcana.
Arcana. Oh, yeah.
I'll do that.
Let me see what I can pull out of the old toolbox.
What exactly are you
In my
trying to
experience.
detect?
We're just
Mr.
doing a
Commander?
vibe check.
What did?
What the commander asked for.
Yeah. What are you?
Takashi, do you
I
want to
recommend you look at the floor
very.
very closely. In my experience, areas where the venerated lay at rest are often set to be protected.
Petra already is examining the floor for like artistry reasons, but at that suggestion is gonna look for magic vibes too.
I'm gonna really look at the floor.
So out of the 3 Arcana checks, none of you detect anything within the immediate area that is inherently magical.
I recommend
To
we.
include this area.
Or I suppose I don't.
To
have
include which
recommend.
area?
Oh, it's not gonna let me do the thing.
Just click and
The
hold. You
crypt
should be
signal.
able to do it. Yeah. So in there, again, you don't. So I think we're using Arcana interestingly. So typically, what you guys are trying to do would be like a detect magic spell. Arcana is more to identify specific items, or if you are inherently a magic-based individual, I'll sometimes let you use an Arcana check to get kind of a magic vibe. But that's kind of bending it a little bit. So if someone is trying to detect if there's magic in the area, it might be more appropriate to use a detect magic spell.
Gotcha. Okay.
This room seems clean. Shall we go to another room?
Emil, do you see anything at the bottom of the stairs?
Wait, where's the stairs at?
It's kind of a
By
ramp.
the-
The whole room is one giant ramp.
Going down, right?
Yes.
To the tombs there.
Correct.
I see a lot of tombs here. Nothing particularly magical about them, other than there's probably dead bodies inside.
Tashi, this the room that you're in, you notice that it looks like there might have been a door here at one point in time, but there's been a cave-in. There are, again, those, bless you, holes in the walls
Thank
that look like urns might be able to go in them, stacked 5 high in different points around the room. And then, of course, pillars. Rupus,
Hey
you
y'all, there's some locked off door here and another one of those holes that you can put the urns in this room off here to where I'm at.
Rupus, you find the same here. It looks like this, what might have been a doorway, has also collapsed in. There's just rubble and debris there. But instead of, you know, places where you could maybe slide bodies or urns, you see that there are 8 potentially caskets, potentially just statues in the shape of caskets. It's hard to tell, but there are these stone boxes. Maybe sarcophagi, who knows.
Is anything glowing?
Nothing is glowing except for the chandeliers above you. Yeah, no, I'm not going to give you the same puzzle twice. Come on. Come on.
Wait, the chandeliers are candles above us, or are they magically?
They're fire,
So
but they are
someone lit them?
technically glowing. Yes, someone lit them.
Oh my.
Petra's gonna walk back over to Wagat and be like, "Hey, King, totally your business, like how you want to run this show, but things are getting a little bit chaotic."
There's definitely presence.
This is true. Did you say presence?
Presence.
Oh.
Presents.
Like
Gifts
pres-
for
like,
you,
there's
gifts for you.
people.
Not Christmas come early.
I wish there was gifts.
Everybody,
Gifts
check
are
under your
expensive.
crypt.
If you're looking for presents, might I recommend woodworking?
You get a card.
You get
and you
a
get
dead
a card.
body.
You get a card.
And you get a dead body.
All right, so I'm going to bring us back.
So, Tashi and Emil, please return. We will be proceeding further into the crypt.
Wait, we don't want to. We're gonna leave the body holes. Okay.
Do you have need of a body hole?
Title. That's the title. That's
Do you have
the
need
title.
of a body hole?
That was my nickname in high school.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my God, Sam.
Body hole.
Body hole.
What have I gotten into?
It's got real
D&D
fucking
with
weird.
vets.
Well,
All right.
it looks like Wygod and Fate are moving forward.
Yeah,
Hey,
Petra's
I
following
totally forgot
Wagat,
to ask
who
you
is
guys.
our
I
mission
apologize.
commander.
2 things we normally do at the very beginning. Everyone rolls initiative in case we enter combat. I didn't have you guys do that. I'm not saying there is combat. But everyone just go ahead and roll that initiative for me. And I need everyone's passive perceptions because I didn't write those down.
10 for Fate for passive perception.
13 for Petra.
Well,
4.
Oh, hold on. We have
14
10
for
for
Stony.
Fate. We have Petro's what?
13.
13. Stony?
14.
14. Rupus?
12.
12. Emil?
17.
17.
Damn.
Ooh, look at that. All right, Tashi?
Barbarian with passive.
You're muted.
Sorry, 11.
11. And
I'm
last
not
one.
raging right now. So, yeah, I'm passive
13.
when I'm not raging.
All right, 11 and we got is 13. You said 13 we got?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. That's all I needed. Hey, Emil, you smell something kind of mildly sulfury, or I'm sorry, ammonia-y, just very, very faint. How familiar are you with nature?
Really familiar.
And animal handling?
I don't have proficiency in it.
But
I'm very familiar.
perfect.
I have advantage. Sorry.
It smells very faintly of bird dung.
Guano.
Yes.
There is my hair.
I want to make a joke.
Stony, please accompany
I'd like
me.
to share that information with the group. Guys, it just
I
kind
am
of
sure
smells
the
a
door
little
will take care of
fettery
itself.
in here.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Emil, did you just walk through that door?
Oh.
Emil, the moment you
did.
step
Emil.
through that doorway, all of a sudden, several of the doors you see here burst open, and this awful, god-awful sound of chickens screaming comes venting out of them. There are openings.
Your mic is like it said, "Bitch, no, you are not subjecting them to that." Like it eliminated most of your squawking.
Lucky for y'all. But there is one open here, 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 and I think one open there. That's what it was. Those all open up, and the squawking and screeching just is so loud. It's insane.
I can kind of shift, but I don't shift yet. Did somebody order chickens? What is this?
Sounds like the farms. What do we do with them?
So
It's
we
getting
hear the
louder.
sounds.
Yes, you hear the sounds from all around you. Each of these holes has this insane chicken noise just pouring out of it.
Chickens in the wires. There's chicken
next
in the
room.
wire.
Chicken in the
Petra panics and she's gonna, like, as a defensive move, because she's stressed the fuck out by all this noise, is gonna cast the cantrip Blade Ward on herself.
All right.
Are there doors to the doorway where Emil is standing?
No, it's just a wide open doorway.
Okay.
So I was gonna say, don't worry guys, no chickens at the door. All good down here.
Regal's gonna prepare to
Regal?
hit the first chicken he sees. Sorry, Fate. I'm tired. Fate is going to prepare to hit whatever chicken comes out because he assumes that there's going to be chickens attacking them momentarily.
So
due to
far,
the
no chickens have
cacophony.
attacked.
He's still ready.
Everyone, please move into the next room. We do not have... I would rather us not be in the center of whatever this is going to be.
Well, it looks like the frog went
Okay.
over and decided to check one of
Right.
I
those.
did want to check one of
everyone-
the holes.
As soon as
Sony.
you approach the hole,
Tony
Rupus,
sprints in here.
a terror leaps out and latches onto your face.
Face hugger?
Oh
Wait,
my
okay,
heck!
so like peered at it from a distance.
As soon as you
No,
reach
you
it,
were right up
Yeah.
on it, homie.
one of these abyssal chickens leaps out, latches onto your face, and we're now into an initiative.
Okay, so our,
Oh, wait. I gotta
This doesn't
see.
follow orders well.
I can move 30 feet. He told me to move there, and I started sprinting to see how far I made it.
Oh my god, they're all coming out now.
And as that one jumped out, all the other ones also come out of theirs, and they're just screeching this unearthly, awful noise. It's just tearing at your ears. The one that that tried to latch onto your face. Oh, I did not think this through. I'm gonna knock over my green screen.
I do not have enough hit.
Sony probably made it like right there.
Side note. Or go ahead.
Rupus, can you give me a strength check? Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
It's a check?
No, just athletics or,
just do the
acrobatics.
skills?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll definitely have to get that.
So it grapples your face.
Oh, no.
All right.
Since Fate was
My mustache.
preparing an attack for when a chicken came out, can
Wait,
he
my
attack
face
the
is
one
poisonous.
closest to him?
That was really non-specific preparation. I'm just gonna prepare for a chicken to attack.
I was preparing for a chicken to come out, and I would assume that I was looking this direction since this was my position.
All right, I'll give it to you this time. Typically, we need to be a little more specific with our action preparations, but I'll let you have this
Okay.
one.
I'm gonna try and just cleave it down with my greatsword before it decides to suck my face.
All right, roll to hit.
24.
24 will in fact hit the kickin' chicken.
And that'll be 12 damage.
All right. And it is dead.
Alright, well in that case, my Great Weapon Master means that... Oh wait, no, that's only a critical hit. Never mind.
All right.
Either way, dead chicken.
All right. That would mean we are Tashi.
First, I'm gonna say, damn, those things got hit with a whole ugly forest. And I will rage and move forward to this little abyssal chicken gentleman right here, and I will punch him.
Punch.
Will a 10 hit?
It will not.
All right. Well, that's what I got.
All right, that'll bring us to Emil.
Okay. What is? Oh, cool. Does that mean that I can hit this guy right here?
Does that mean what now?
10 feet away.
So there's a wall between you guys
Yeah.
and the statue.
Okay, so I can move forward once and then hit with my blade.
Yeah, so, oh my goodness, why is this getting so loud? As a reminder, with the, why is it so loud? There we go. We have action, reaction, movement, bonus action, and, interaction. For your movement, you can split that up. You can move 10 times in a round if you want. You just can't move more than your maximum movement. So you can move and then attack and then move if you want.
But if you move and you attack and then you move away and it's not dead, it gets an attack of opportunity on you.
It has the option to take one.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, now I can't move it. Oh, no.
Click the arrow instead of the measure on the left. There you go.
Got it. I move forward. I'm within 10 feet. I'd like to use my glaive.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Cool. Wonderful. Then I would like to do... Is that just not gonna roll? Just thinking about it.
It can be slow sometimes.
10 damage.
Ooh, 10 damage.
How do you want to do this?
I want to reach over Tashi's head and just like slice down like a parent opening a Christmas gift on Christmas.
Well, that
Is that how
gift
they
splits
do
in
that?
half. It is dead.
Yeah.
Yes, Liv, that is how parents do it these days.
That's how we do it in
Good
our
to
house.
know. I don't do Christmas and I'm not a parent, so.
There you go.
All right.
Exactly. See? So I had to explain it.
Emil, what else you got for us?
I think right now I only have one attack, right? Until...
Yes.
Yeah, then I'd like to move over... I'd like to move over here. I think that's the farthest I can go.
Okay. Next is Rupus.
Yeah, so when the thing grappled my face, because I'm poisonous, it must succeed a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or take... Oh shit, no, never mind. Okay, it just must... Sorry, okay, so it must do a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for 1 minute.
Yeah, I failed. So it is poisoned. And...
Although it's not going to live long enough for the poison to affect it. Is it awkward to like take my short sword? Because it's still on my face, right?
It is still on your face, and technically
probably would wanna
grappled
grab-
just means that you have no movement speed, so you can definitely attack it.
Oh, okay. Like logistically it seems weird.
It is weird.
But...
Is the face hugger bigger than Rupus?
So the abyssal chicken, I don't know the exact size, but I'm assuming it's tiny, so it's probably about 2 feet or smaller. So it's probably similar in size to you.
More like a body hug with the face.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brandon,
Yeah.
will you slap an X on that one that Emil killed? Sorry.
No, I will not.
Sorry to interrupt.
I want everyone to be
It was
confused.
giving me anxiety.
So-
I was. You succeeded.
Thanks for letting me know.
I unsheath my short sword and go for the chicken on my face. Oh, well I got 9, so that's probably...
You
gonna-
failed to
Okay.
slash the chicken on your face.
Okay. No. I'm not used to contact or like combat so close.
Woo!
Usually I'm up in a tree.
You got anything
Ranger
else for us,
style.
Rupus?
Okay. No.
All right, Petra.
Okay, so Petra's gonna go. Let's see, how far is this? 20 feet, right here. Run up to this chicken and cast the cantrip poison spray.
Before you do that, I'm so sorry. Rupus, you seem surprised by the fact that it doesn't seem affected by your poison.
It doesn't? Huh.
And it's very
So it's
clear that
poisoned,
it's
but
latched
it's not-
on to your poisonous face and not being poisoned. Sorry to interrupt. I didn't mean
Peculiar.
to ruin
Okay.
your turn.
Okay. How clear is it? Is it clear enough that with my passive perception of 13,
You
I
can
would see that?
tell that it might
Okay.
have poison immunity.
Okay.
Just didn't want to waste a spell slot.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Petra is going to. God. Well, I mean, it's a cantrip, so it wouldn't have wasted it, but it would have wasted my action for sure.
Oh,
So.
fair enough.
Anyways. Alright, fine. Then in that case, Petra is gonna grab a dagger, like, from each side of her. She has, like, a cool, sexy harness that she stores her daggers in. She has two. And she's gonna use her bonus action for 2-weapon fighting to give him the old 1-2. It's like a stabbing motion.
Yep. Stab your stab. Stab roll to hit. 8 does not hit. 17 does hit.
Cool. For 6 damage.
And you deal it 6 damage. It squeals as the blade enters its drumstick.
Okay, Petra withdraws and then is gonna back up 5 feet and end her turn.
As you're backing up, it's not going to let go of its grapple to take an attack of opportunity against you. Emil. Wait, why did it go back to Emil? That's so weird. It should not have. It should have gone to Stony.
Stony is panicking and afraid. These are nothing like the sheep he knows. It's apparently the only farm animal he's familiar with. He's going to close his eyes and grasp on the ground for some stones. Are there any stones on the ground?
No, it's very well kept and clean floor. But you could probably make stones from the urn next to you.
Are there any pebbles?
No, it's a very clean floor.
He's going to try and make some pebbles out of the fixture next to him with his mace.
So you use your mace to smash the urn?
Yes. Can I just quickly smash it?
Sure, I'll count that as an interaction.
Okay. He's then going to cast Magic Stone on the shards, which should count as pebbles, right? And that's a bonus action.
Why not?
And no, that's a bonus action to do that. And then he's going to use his action to throw one of these shards at this chicken while he's cowering behind Faye.
I should have read your spells to see where you're going with this character. I'm loving it. 12 does not hit.
Does 12 hit? No. That's all he does.
Okay. Which brings us to the enemy's turn. With only 5 minutes, I think that's where we're going to call it for the night. We'll start off with them next week. That way I'll actually have a place to roll. Alright. Well, will our players survive their encounter with the chickens and send them off to be deep-fried? Or will they end up being the meal? Find out next week on Let's Play D&D, Tsafrall Empire. Or I guess we're calling it Defenders of the Fallen Star. But before we go, we want to give big thanks out to D&D Beyond and Roll20 for the VTT, the character sheets, the rules we get to use, to Sirenscape for this really cool sound set that you've heard over and over and over and over because I've been too lazy to make new ones, to Twitch and YouTube for hosting our videos, and of course to the VA and the University of Washington for allowing us to have this operation. Finally, see below for the links to all the cool different art generators that we have used for our tokens, or of course for the citations of our own personal artist who might have drawn a couple as well. Right. And after that, we just want to say thank you and enjoy your long rest.